Hi, everyone. So a lot of you are on audio, which is totally fine. We did one of these a few hours ago with another practitioner, and it was so wonderful. And there was audio, there was no video. If you want to show your faces, I promise I'm not broadcasting them anywhere. It's nice to see friendly faces for sure, especially today. Feel free to show them. If not, that's totally cool too. Those who are not on audio, there's going to be the ability to use the chat functionality. So, and we've been doing Zoom for like 8 months. I'm sure you all know where that is. I don't have to guide you in it. Um, but we have about a half hour. We could go a couple minutes over if RoseAnna needs to finish her program. But I want to start on time because I know everybody's had a long day and it's going to be a long night. So I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Rebecca Sofer. I am a co-founder of Modern Loss, which this is a public program which has been promoted. I've seen it promoted everywhere. So you could be coming from any, corner of the country and the world. For those of you who don't know what Modern Loss is, we are an on and offline community focused on helping people through the very long arc of grief and loss and resilience. We are a publication, modernloss.com. We are on all the social media platforms. We publish personal narratives focused on every aspect of the grief experience. We heavily focus on resilience because we think that, as the person left behind, you deserve to live a really rich life, not just in spite of, but sometimes because of the hand that you've been dealt. We offer lots of practical resources. We offer advice columns. We have lots of amazing things that we do all around the web. And when we are able to gather in person, again, we will be resuming our live storytelling sessions around the country. So welcome to those of you who are members. So glad you're here. To those who are new, so glad you're here. And, I don't know about you, but it's been a long election season and I'm ready for it to be over. And I have a feeling it won't be over tonight. So we are offering this exhale because before you start watching returns or start doing whatever you're going to do to avoid watching returns, we want you to feel like you're in an empathic community of people who are all here to lift each other up. And RoseAnna Cyr has graciously agreed to run this wonderful session for us. She's phenomenal. She is a licensed clinical mental health counselor in the Kingdom of Vermont, the Northwest, I'm not a Vermonter. Yes, the Kingdom of Vermont, which who doesn't want to move there now? And she's an elementary school counselor focusing on restorative circles and mindfulness. And as a bonus, she's a licensed board certified musical therapist. And she's just a phenomenal human being. I'm so glad she's here. I'm not going to take up any more space except for to tell you that I will include some information about Modern Loss in the chat box so that you can find us. We do have an ability for you to support our work. We offer all of our content for free, completely free of charge. We do get by with monthly, very small pledges from people, which we run through Patreon. Everybody who is a member gets access to lots of benefits, including many monthly sessions like these with therapists. We have yoga for grief support coming up this weekend. That's going to be monthly. We have really wonderful virtual sessions that you can access. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it to RoseAnna so that we can all chill. Thank you.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody here tonight. I'm really glad to be in this space with you in this moment. I see little tiny faces on the screen. If you have a little child who runs into the room, that's totally fine. I have little children in the other room eating cookies because they're not supposed to come in here right now. So you might see a little tiny face pop in, but hopefully not. So welcome. I'm RoseAnna, and I'm very grateful to be here. We're going to start tonight where I just want you to take a moment and feel your body where you are in this moment. And just allow yourself to start bringing your presence to where you are in this moment. And the first thing that we're going to do is I'd like you to take a look around the space that you're in and notice 5 things that you see. Notice the color and shape and texture of 5 objects or things in the space around you. What does it look like? What memories might they bring up for you? How do they make you feel? Now I want you to take a moment to feel 4 parts of your body. Maybe you feel your feet on the floor or your back against the chair. Maybe you feel your palms resting on your legs. Maybe you feel your arms at your sides or your collar against the back of your neck. But notice 4 things that you feel on your body. 4 places in your body that you are aware of in this moment. Now take a moment to think of 3 things that you hear. Maybe you hear birds outside your window or cars driving by. Maybe you hear music coming from another room or people talking. What are 3 things that you hear in this space that you're in? Now draw your attention to 2 things that you smell. Maybe you smell your own perfume or deodorant. Maybe you smell your dinner cooking. Maybe you smell the flowers on the table next to you. But notice 2 things that you smell. And just bring your awareness to those things. Now, finally, I want you to think of 1 thing that you taste. Maybe you taste your toothpaste or gum. Maybe you taste the leftovers of your lunch or some coffee lingering on your tongue. What's 1 thing that you taste? Now, I want you to think about how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. What are maybe 2 or 3 words that describe what you're feeling right now? Maybe you feel hopeful, maybe you feel joyful, anxious, nervous, afraid, numb. But notice what you're feeling in this moment emotionally, physically, mentally. And I invite you to open up the chat and put just a couple words that describe how you feel in the chat. And as the chat populates, I'll just read some of those words. Nervous, heavy, anxious, drained, hopeful, scared, exhausted. Yeah, overwhelmed, grateful, energized, teeniest bit hopeful, tired, hungry, stressed. Great, thank you. So maybe we're feeling very different things all at the same time right now. Maybe we're feeling anxious and hopeful. Maybe feeling tired and excited. And that's okay. We're allowed to have these dissonant feelings, these moments where we're feeling all sorts of different things all at the same time. So take a moment to think about what you're feeling right now and notice where you're feeling it in your body. Maybe you feel it in your chest or in your stomach. Maybe you're feeling it in your head. And take a moment to put your hands on these parts of your body where you're experiencing these emotions or these physical feelings and sensations. And just bring your attention to where you're feeling it in your body and what you're experiencing in this moment. What images and thoughts come to mind when you're reflecting on these feelings? Take a moment to just be in this and notice these things. Don't judge yourself. Just allow yourself to be in this mental space, in this physical space that you're in right now. There's a poem by Morgan Harper Nichols that I'd like to share. In this morning light, may you be reminded you belong. Wake up at dawn, feel the indiscriminate warmth in the songbird's early song. For perhaps without even knowledge of what tomorrow looks like, you are here and it matters. You belong in this like. And you belong in this moment. You know, whatever you're experiencing in this moment, just allow yourself to be in it. And then let it pass through you, because all moments are temporary and all feelings are temporary. Let's take a moment to just put both your feet on the ground and just take one deep breath if you're comfortable. And I'm just going to give you a moment to bring your presence to something that you feel grateful for. What is something in your life that brings you hope, that brings you gratitude, something that you're thankful for? And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to close my door because I hear my kids' TV show right now really loud. Sometimes it can be hard to think of what we're grateful for, and that's okay. Sometimes we're not really in a space to focus on our gratitude, and we're allowed to be in that space when we're in that space. But I find that gratitude helps build our resilience, and it helps us look forward. It helps us focus on the things that really truly matter to us. Because even in this time, not just tonight, but the past 8, 9, 10 months, we as a society, as a world, have been through so much together and yet so apart from one another. And we are currently experiencing this time of uncertainty that is bringing up a lot of really strong emotions, really polarizing thoughts and feelings. And so in this moment, I want you to focus on what you are grateful for. What is working in your life? What is something that you're looking forward to for yourself? And if you're comfortable, I'd love for you to share in the chat a few things that you might be grateful for in this moment. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's dinner on the stove. Maybe it's sunlight. Maybe it's being able to take a walk outside. A safe home, health of your family, improving health, kids, love, kittens, friends, dogs, living in a beautiful space, safety, puppies, work, absolutely, girlfriends, your tribe, art, absolutely, and music, community, support, having enough, dancing, our partners, nature, reading, lighting fires, friendship, a new niece, new babies coming into this world, sunsets, laughter, warm weather in November, absolutely. And all of these things are all things that we can just celebrate. And they're small things. We can celebrate a sunset. We can celebrate a warm, sunny day. We can celebrate a fire, being able to read a book, spending time in nature, spending time with our loved ones. And those are things that we know we can count on in a lot of ways. And it's important for us to understand that no matter what happens in the world around us, we do have these things that we can feel grateful for. We do have these things that we hold on to that are important for us. So we're taking a moment to reflect on our gratitude. I now want you to reflect on your hope. What is something that you feel hopeful for in this moment? Right now, a lot of us are focused on the election and on the pandemic and on the day-to-day struggles that we're dealing with in our personal lives. And that's okay. A lot of us are in survival mode right now, and that's okay. But what's one thing that you're hopeful for? Maybe it's an art project that you're hoping to finish. Maybe it's hopefully finally running that 5K. Maybe you're hopeful for a trip that you'd like to take a year from now. Finally seeing Yosemite, going for a walk on the beach, traveling to another country. What's something that you're hopeful for? Beautiful, getting done with grad school, hugging family and friends and seeing family again. Getting into grad school, yeah. What are some other things that you're feeling hopeful for in this moment? Traveling to loved ones. I'm noticing that like that, it's definitely something we're all hopeful for, spending time with our loved ones, being able to travel again, feeling safe. Our health, yes, absolutely. Finishing grad school, traveling to your husband's home country to meet his extended family. Oh, wow. Being able to hug friends, festive winter scenes, pretty snowfalls, hugging family and friends again. Absolutely. And these are all things that we can feel hopeful because we know more certainty. I'm hopeful for more certainty, and I do trust that it will come again. Play dates and normal school for kids. Absolutely. Yeah. And we are living in this time of great unknowns. And, if you're a part of the modern loss community, I assume that you faced unknowns at some point. You faced hardship, regardless of how you came into this session and your intentions behind coming into this session. All of us have faced times in our life that brought uncertainty and hardship and worry and anxiety. But those are also things that can make us stronger. As cliche as it is, it's true. It really does make us stronger. So take a moment to focus on these things that you feel hopeful for. Focus on these things that you know you are capable of in the future, things that will bring you continued joy as we move forward. And take a moment to really just reflect on that in your own mind. What does it mean to you to feel hope? What are these things and why are they important to you? In times of uncertainty, it's often difficult to think about the future, but we always have the power to do something. We always have the ability to move forward. And that hope that we feel in our hearts can drive us forward, regardless of what we choose to do with our power and our strength and our time. Using that intention and that hope to push us forward can push us forward in a really beautiful direction that makes us feel fulfilled, that makes us feel joyful, that makes us feel like everything's going to be okay. Now, after thinking about these things, hope, gratitude, emotion, I'm going to just guide you through a body scan. Now, if you're someone who has experienced trauma before in your body, it's okay to skip this. You can just kind of do whatever you need to do in this moment. If you need to keep your eyes open, that's fine. If you want to close your eyes, I welcome you to close your eyes. But just take a moment to notice your toes. Notice them wiggling at the end of your feet. Notice the bottoms of your feet and where they're touching the floor. Notice your heels moving into your ankles, moving into your lower legs. Notice the flesh and muscle and bone of your legs. Whatever your legs might be feeling in this moment, just take a moment to notice that. Notice your knees and your thighs. Notice your pelvis and your core, the strength in your back and your stomach, where we hold all our organs in with these muscles that surround them and the skin. Notice your chest and the air moving in and out of your lungs as you breathe. Notice your shoulders. Maybe they're tight right now. Give them a chance to loosen up and release. Notice your arms and your hands and your fingers. Notice your neck. Notice the base of your skull and your head and your face, the expressions that come to you. Just take a moment to notice this body of yours and what it is capable of doing for you and what it holds for you, and the air that you breathe in and out of it with every single breath. Just take a moment to just bring your awareness to that. And just feel grateful for this. Feel grateful for this body that you're in, for this mind that you're in. Whatever it is capable of, it is worthy. Take a moment to feel grateful for the space that you're in, your room, your home, the people in it. And take a moment to notice what pushes you forward, even in the uncertainty, even in the anxiety that might be coming up for you. What is pushing you forward? What is motivating you to keep going every day? Because that's really what it's at our core. And that's really what's important for us. I'm going to finish with a quote from Michelle Obama. You may not always have a comfortable life, and you may not always be able to solve all the world's problems at once. But don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own. So I'm so grateful to all of you for joining us tonight. I'm so grateful that you are all able to be here, that you chose to be here in this moment, in your day. Sometimes these moments of mindfulness can bring up challenging feelings. And I encourage you to reach out to someone you love tonight if you're having challenging feelings. I encourage you to take breaths and move your body and do what you need to do to feel good, to feel comfortable, to feel safe. Rebecca's going to put my email address in the chat so that if you are finding yourself feeling really upset or uncertain, you have someone that you can reach out to. Maybe it's me, maybe it's someone else. But I am here. So thank you all for being part of this tonight. I'm just really glad to be here with you, to have been able to participate in this with you, to lead you in this. Thank you. And yeah, I look forward to moving forward as a human community with all of you in it. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, RoseAnna, for this brief moment of sanity. And actually some really practical exercises that are easy to remember and that I can repeat, rinse and repeat. We are recording this, so I'm gonna figure out a way to put it on the internet at some point tomorrow so that you can access it. We'll be posting it on our social media accounts as well. So I just want to thank you all for coming. I am going to add our site here right now in the chat function. You can support Modern Loss for just a couple dollars every month, and it gets you access to many more events just like these. We have them every single month. If you have somebody who you know who is dealing with a loss, that is basically all of us this year in 2020, but anybody who has had a death loss and anybody who wants to support somebody moving through the long arc of loss, I just shared our website. We have more than 1,000 original pieces, personal essays, we have practical resources. All of it is free of charge. And we are just really grateful that you joined us this evening. Please feel free to reach out to either RoseAnna or me at any time. And, take care of you. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.